All right, everybody. So this message is going to be more along like things not going as we wanted, not as planned, things just not really working. Uh, so this kind of paper, I've been having some issues with consistency. Normally the ink runs all around. The one that I picked, it was on the top, and I was like, no, I don't get that one, but I did. And I started to put the ink down, and I already knew, like, uh-oh, this one's not going to work. This is bad paper. And I was going to start over, and I was told not to because it didn't run at all. It soaked it up right away. And that's why I can do this right away, because it's not wet at all. It's dry. And I was like, what am I supposed to do with this? You know? And uh, there is a spirit here. And it's right here at the top. I even tried to put like a little extra. I was like, oh, just a little extra. And it just didn't really do anything. So then my mouse wouldn't work, trying to, or it's all over the place. Nothing is consistent. There is an outcome that we desire, and it doesn't work. We can look at these colors very basically here as our sacral, the orange, and then the violet as our crown. And what are we really supposed to do in these positions when uh, clearly there's an effort or an action uh, creatively, and look at we can look at that on a very basic scale, as things we would do in art class, or even biologically creation, through sexual exchange to create a child. But I look at it as anything and everything we are putting energy into. We are trying to create an outcome, create something for our experience. There's a lot of that energy. And I'm saying that because, no matter where we're at in life, if we feel like we're stuck or in a standstill, that uh, nothing's going the way that I want it to go, or towards what I want, or maybe it starts to, and it's very inconsistent, as this paper is, or as my mouse was uh, work and then doesn't work, or it's all over the screen. It doesn't know it's not doing anything that I want it to do. And what do we do in that position? Are we going the right direction? As I said, there was a spirit here, and we're looking here at the crown. Are we getting messages? It's the toughest thing when we desire something, or we want to bring something in, and there's a lot of resistance there. And we have to ask ourselves, is this really what I want? Because sometimes that resistance is real, and it's there for different purposes. It's there to help us. It's there to say, hey, do you really want this? You know? Also, it could be external of us coming in to create this resistance. I'm having an interesting pain in, uh, it's to the left of my sacral. So this creative energy, uh, left, not mistaken, would be uh, feminine. And when we look at that energy, that is not so much action. That is receptive, if I'm not mistaken. And we are allowing that to flow versus taking action on it. And my action here would have been to get another piece of paper to do this again. My mouse wasn't working. I thought, well, maybe I'll put a new battery in it, or I'll put it on a different part of the table. I will overstep it and just use the mouse on the laptop. However it is, I want this to work now, so I'm going to make it work. Uh, this is really talking about that surrendering aspect, or patience, which, depending on the duration or what our past experiences may look like, maybe we've been patient for quite a while, and enough is enough. And do we demand outcome at that point because we have experienced enough? Or are we going to uh, surrender, which really is what is coming down to, of circumstances? And That's a touchy subject for me personally to talk about because I don't want people to stay when they need to move. And I made a comment earlier about, is this what we really want? And there's an honest question there, an honest conversation with self of, uh, was the initial drive towards this life or this experience or this goal led by a wound? And I'm not saying that it was, but it's always a great question to ask ourselves. If we're on a healing experience and we're aware of enough inside of us, our experiences, our decisions, our identity, if we're aware of that enough, we can look back a little bit and say, was this for a wound? And maybe I healed that through this process, through this difficulty, through this struggle. And I'm given another chance to say, well, maybe I want a little more. Maybe I still want that as a foundation, but maybe I want a little more. Or maybe something else is holding us back. There was, on the short that I did this morning, the angel number card. For some reason, I didn't put it away and it was still sitting out. And I thought about using it and then I didn't. And it really had to do with speaking with spirit, uh, inner knowing, intuition, as well as I'm getting, uh, comforting or comforting. So 2 cards came out here. We got the Queen of Cups, emotional wisdom, and then we got the King of Wands reversed, manipulation. This game here of the resistance, the struggle, the failures, the inconsistency, however you want to call it, whatever you're experiencing here, uh, we have to be honest with ourselves here to say, is this manipulation a part of me subconsciously that I'm creating, or is it something external? When we really know ourselves, we can understand that uh, maybe there's an insecurity I still carry that I still need to let go of, that's manipulating me to say I am a victim at this stage. But if we know ourselves and we know that that's not a game and play, and something is externally doing this, uh, we can wonder why, and we can navigate our way through it. We would only know this if we have wisdom of our energy, of our emotions, where we stand in this point, knowing ourselves enough to know that wound or that insecurity, the driving force in the beginning of why am I going towards this? And we can use all these variables to paint a better picture. And that might be incorrect because we want an outcome. We want it to be what we want it to be. Really being open-minded here allows us to see what's really going on here. Is this me? Is this something else that is that's dropped and spun around and pretty much landed right on the line here as creative vision? Now, in the beginning there, I wasn't knocking anybody down by saying, hey, we're doing this to ourselves or this isn't meant for us. These are just real questions to ask ourselves. When we get stuck, we got to look at every aspect. Otherwise, we have our mind made up on what's really taking place. And we're going to funnel our energy into that and create that outcome. Manifesting as a whole, mostly we talk about bringing these good things into our experience. And we're really focused on it, and it comes in that way. And like, it's just an example, but like, say you think somebody, like you like somebody, or you think that they like you. If you focus on that enough, that interaction could happen. But if it was built on a false foundation, it won't last. It won't go much further. You might receive the communication or however that extends. Same thing with, I really want that kind of car or that job. You'll start seeing all those things pop up and it'll be like, oh, it's coming. But is that belief inside? Is that belief true that I can have this, that I can hold this? This resistance could be from spirit as well, holding you back, which sounds horrible. Like, why would they do this to me? Why would they put me through this? Why would they trick me or uh, dangle this in front of me? And it is, can I hold this? Am I embodying what I need to be that or to experience that? And these are what happens during this. I don't know why we're using these cards, but okay. This is what happens during this bit of reflection. That's a lot. Okay. We got 3 cards here. We have forge, don't follow. This goes into pave a new path, be the leader you wish you had. That is quite potent. Be the leader you wish you had. And that really brings up that saying of becoming the person you didn't have when you needed it. And we find ourselves, we can look at through childhood, adolescence, and then up, whether we were lacking, we can see how people become what they lacked in their life. They can even look at times. We can reference very easily chickens. And if there's a flock of just hens and no rooster, one hen will step up naturally to be this leader and start making noises like the rooster. So this feminine, masculine energies. Before I talked on the feminine, and maybe we are more in the masculine energy of the doing or the action or making effort and force to bring this in. And at a time we have to do that. We have to technically have the balance. How can we get to a place to balance this, but not let go of it completely? The next card here. Earth. Learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. This is touching more on, we have this energy, we have this ability. Maybe we're aware of it. We've been making efforts towards utilizing that energy. And we're not seeing those results. There's a lot of resistance here. We have these fucking emotions that get in our way. We make it difficult by having feelings. And I'm not saying not have feelings. It's just our expression. Like, I didn't want that. That upset me. That irritated me. Why did it happen? I put a lot of effort into this, and this is what I got. Why won't this mouse work? Frustration. And when we focus on that, we constantly see that, and then we see more of it. How can we just be okay with that? And that's where I was saying before about that surrendering aspect. That is something that is a touchy subject coming from me saying this, because I don't want people to just not take action when we need to take action. We need to have that balance. We can't sit there and stare at the wall and expect everything to just magically change. It would be lovely, and the world would be different. But we are in this energy, and we can, of course, look at ourselves and take accountability for our own shadow. But collectively, there's one as well. Whether we asked for it or not, it's around us. We're up against that. Once you beat this one, or I shouldn't say beat, tame it or understand it, the next one is out there, the energy all around you, which is another reflection that you're going to have to navigate your way through. Maybe you're at that step. And that's where we're seeing a lot of this resistance. It does look external, almost. We could look at that spirit. I'm not here to place fear or blame by saying that maybe this spirit is external and not really there to help us. It is maybe something on the lineage, and or something assigned. as a very ancestral type of thing, we'll say. Our next card here was surrender to the sweetness. Because Venus energy, pleasure, joy, making love to life. Of course, this picture depicts a beautiful oasis that I would imagine anybody would be happy at. But what if we're stuck in a concrete jungle where we don't get the ability to see things like this? How do we change that? That, in my mind, is where we might want to take some action. You know, how can we beautify our life, our surroundings? And we can say that costs money to an extent, yes. But if we really want something like that, we would have to take that action. We would have to make an effort towards that. We could hope and pray that we get an email and an offer to come somewhere magical. But are we making an effort towards that? This balance is necessary. We start to make that effort, and then we get into that feminine and allow it to flow. But now, I was just talking about action, and here we are. The card says surrender to the sweetness. But I can feel people here in this situation of it's frustrating. We're stuck. We're not getting it. And how can I just be okay with this when it's not where I want to be? A lot of contradictions. Nine of Pentacles. Self-sufficiency. That might be the goal. That might be the drive. It might be the direction. I would hope so. There's a lot of freedom in that, especially when the expression is through creativity here. The orange line. That is the endless loop or of creation, and the energy returns. Through that, we are putting some part of us that is generates an excitement or a joy or a pleasure, and by doing so, there's a lot of good energy in there, and when it goes out, it gives right back. It's this beautiful continuous loop. The majority of us in our experience don't get to do that, or don't think to go in that direction, because it's not proven. It's not what everyone else is doing. Forge, don't follow. Creating that on your own. In our mind, we're already saying this isn't going to work. And I try and it doesn't work. Not getting the results that I want. Where was that connection? Maybe it was that angel card that had that connection of, if you know, the intuition. Are you getting the proof? And were we putting in, let's say 50%, since we want the balance, we'll put in 50% of the action, we're making the effort, and the rest is knowing and allowing it to come. It's not giving up. It's knowing. It doesn't matter if it seems far-fetched. If our belief is our belief, it is true. Changing that belief allows that door to fully open. The Knight of Wands. The King of Wands here, we did have the manipulation that turned back to creative vision, or I placed it this way. And I was going to put this underneath it. So in this creation, this way of going about it, we're going to be open-minded about it. Well, we have to be, I should say. Quick results don't normally last. They give us that little fix to say, oh, it worked. Okay, now I feel comfortable, or I got what I wanted. They don't last very long. I'm not saying that it's connected to this, maybe it is, but let's just look at like being on YouTube and buying subscribers and views, and it may look like something amazing's happening, but maybe we stop paying for, or not you, but the person stops paying for it, and then all of a sudden they see reality come in, and it's like, oh wow, everything that was that, or that I thought what it was, wasn't even real. It wasn't true. Oh, let's just even say we're actually trying to have a child, and uh we're really putting a lot of effort into that, and every time that 28 days or however long it is comes, oh, it didn't stick, it didn't work. We're really losing uh our hope, or our faith, our trust in the experience, uh, regardless if it's related to that, or a project, or a goal in life to create this. The results aren't showing themselves, and that's really easy for us to lose that faith. We need that external validation. I often say a lot of my channel about stepping back from that, but at a time we do need that. I mean, we are human here. We need to see something to say, hey, wow, this is going in the right direction, or this small win means something more than uh, this big win, because I know I'm on a journey and not that quick result. How can we gain that trust back? And it really depends on that belief. What do you believe right now? Do you believe your goal is foolish? That you're going in a direction that is completely pointless? That there is no hope in the outcome? And then we have to ask ourselves, can we come back to why we wanted to do it in the first place? That orange is creativity. We're doing it for it's creating something inside of us. We can look at that creative aspect. If I'm putting that energy in there, it was creating that joy or that excitement, and it's going to give back to me. But if I changed it, I changed the reasoning behind it, well then yeah, it's not doing anything for me anymore. Same thing with trying to create a child. The whole reason those people were coming together in the first place was for a loving connection. And now it's a clock numbered charted game, and it's forced. There's no passion, there's no connection, there's no love. When we are putting that energy in to something, that connection, that is what the creation is. It is not forced, it is not a job, it is not uh, structured. It is pure, it is honest, and it is beautiful. How can we get back to that? And when we do, maybe we'll see the results we were looking for after all. I'm going to leave this here. If it resonated, feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe. If you need any more help with it, check out oceanprizes.com, and I will talk to you all later.